December 11th, 2025. Manhattan Federal Court, New York City. A 33-year-old man in a suit sits before a judge. 3 years ago, he was worth billions. 3 years ago, he called his critics poor on Twitter. 3 years ago, he promised millions of investors their money was safe. Today, the judge looks at him and says, "You chose to lie. You chose poorly." 15 years in federal prison. His name is Do Kwon, and this is the story of how one man's arrogance destroyed $40 billion in just 72 hours, how millions of ordinary people lost everything, how the most powerful man in crypto became a fugitive with a fake passport, and how a judge in New York finally made him pay. This is the most devastating financial betrayal in crypto history, and it was hiding in plain sight the entire time. If this story shocks you, subscribe and hit the bell. New betrayal documentary every week. Let's get into it. To understand how it fell, you have to understand how high it climbed. Do Kwon was born in 1991 in Seoul, South Korea. From the beginning, he was exceptional. Stanford University, computer science. Graduated 2015 with honors. He worked for Microsoft, then Apple, the kind of resume that most people spend their entire careers chasing. But Do Kwon wasn't built to work for someone else. In January 2018, at just 26 years old, he co-founded Terraform Labs in Seoul. Their mission was audacious: build a decentralized financial system that could replace traditional banking entirely. No governments, no central banks, no intermediaries, just pure mathematics governing the flow of money. He created 2 connected cryptocurrencies that worked together like a perfectly balanced machine. The first was Luna, an investment token. Buy it when you believe in the ecosystem. Its price rises and falls with market demand. The second was Terra USD, called UST, a stablecoin designed to always be worth exactly $1, not approximately $1, always, precisely $1. The connection between them was genuinely clever. When UST demand increased, Luna tokens got burned, reducing supply, increasing price. When UST demand decreased, new Luna got minted, absorbing the sell pressure. A self-regulating mathematical system, no human intervention required. Or so everyone was told. By 2021, Terraform Labs launched Anchor Protocol, a savings platform promising depositors a guaranteed 20% annual return on UST deposits. Let that sink in. Your bank gives you 0.5% per year. Anchor Protocol was promising 40 times that, guaranteed. Not projected, not estimated, guaranteed. Financial analysts questioned it immediately. Where was the yield actually coming from? How could any system sustainably pay 20% forever? Do Kwon's answer was always the same. Trust the algorithm, trust the mathematics, trust the system. And millions of people did exactly that.
Retail investors from South Korea poured in their life savings. Families in the United States moved retirement funds into Anchor. Teachers in Singapore deposited everything they had saved. Young professionals across Asia, Europe, and America decided that 20% guaranteed returns were worth the commitment. By early 2022, Anchor Protocol had over $14 billion in deposits. By April 2022, Luna had reached an all-time high of $116 per token. The entire Terra ecosystem was valued at $40 billion. Do Kwon was on magazine covers, speaking at the world's most prestigious conferences, one of the most recognizable faces in financial technology. And he knew it. He made sure everyone else knew it too. Here is where the story transforms from success into something much darker. Do Kwon did not just build an empire, he became dangerous. He became a man who believed his own mythology. When serious analysts questioned the sustainability of UST, Do Kwon did not engage with their arguments. He did not provide data. He mocked them. His response became legendary. Whenever someone questioned him publicly, Do Kwon would reply with some version of the same dismissal. "I don't debate the poor." Not the uninformed, not the mistaken, the poor. As if questioning him was itself evidence of failure, as if doubt was something only losers experienced. But here is the detail that transforms arrogance into deliberate betrayal. In May 2021, exactly 1 year before the catastrophic collapse, UST briefly lost its $1 peg during market volatility. The token slipped to 97 cents, then 95 cents. Panic spread. Then, seemingly miraculously, the peg was restored. UST climbed back to $1. Do Kwon went on Twitter and declared victory. The algorithm had worked perfectly, he said. The mathematics had proven its critics wrong. Investors breathed a collective sigh of relief. Some who had been skeptical became believers. But Do Kwon had not told them the truth. The algorithm had not saved UST. A trading firm called Jump Trading had secretly intervened. They had purchased over $20 million worth of UST in the open market to artificially prop up the price. The mathematics had failed. Human intervention had saved it. And Jump Trading had not done this out of charity. In exchange for their rescue, they received hundreds of millions of Luna tokens at deeply discounted prices. When Luna later hit $116, those tokens were worth an extraordinary fortune. Do Kwon knew all of this. He had approved the arrangement. He understood exactly what it meant. The algorithm he had built his entire reputation on had buckled under real pressure. And he told nobody. He let millions of investors continue pouring money into a system he knew had a critical vulnerability. He let them believe in the algorithm's perfection while privately knowing about its failure. This was not an oversight. This was not optimism. This was a choice. Now come the victims, the real victims. A 37-year-old teacher in Singapore had spent 15 years saving $340,000, her retirement fund. She had moved it into Anchor Protocol for the 20% returns. She was going to retire early. In 72 hours, her $340,000 became $4,200. She posted online, "I cannot tell my husband. I was supposed to retire next year. I believed in the mathematics. I believed in the promise. I have nothing left to say." A software engineer in Ohio had liquidated his entire retirement account, $280,000. He had researched Terra extensively, read the white papers, watched the interviews, been convinced by the logic. He wrote, "I trusted the math. I trusted Do Kwon. I trusted myself to do due diligence. I failed at all three. I am 52 years old and I am starting over." In South Korea, mental health hotlines reported significant spikes in calls directly linked to the Terra collapse. Multiple suicides were reported and connected to financial losses from the crash. These were not gamblers. These were teachers, engineers, parents, retirees, people who had done their research, people who believed in the promise of mathematics over human corruption, people Do Kwon called poor for doubting him. May 7th, 2022.
An unknown entity begins selling $285 million worth of UST on Binance. All at once, UST slips below $1, 99 cents, 98 cents, 97 cents. The algorithm kicks in, starts minting new Luna to buy UST, but the selling does not stop. May 8th, UST holds at 98.5 cents. The Luna Foundation Guard deploys $1.5 billion in Bitcoin reserves to defend the peg. Do Kwon posts on Twitter, deploying more capital. Steady, lads. Steady, lads. $40 billion in investor funds evaporating in real time, and he is telling people to be steady? May 9th, the death spiral begins. More UST gets sold. Algorithm mints more Luna. More Luna means lower price. Lower Luna price means less purchasing power to defend UST. Less defense means more UST selling, which triggers more minting, which triggers more selling. A feedback loop of pure destruction with no natural stopping point. May 10th, Luna crashes from $64 to $6 in a single day. May 11th, Luna falls to 10 cents. May 12th, Luna reaches a fraction of a penny, from $116 to virtually zero in 72 hours. UST, the stablecoin that was always supposed to be worth exactly $1, collapses to 13 cents. $40 billion does not transfer somewhere else. It does not move into another asset. It does not get hidden in an account. It ceases to exist. The Luna Foundation Guard's entire reserve is exhausted. Gone. Anchor Protocol's $14 billion in deposits collapses to near zero. Gone. Do Kwon posts his final public statement. I am heartbroken about the pain my invention has brought on all of you. Then, silence. If you are still watching, drop a comment below. Did Do Kwon deserve 15 years? Yes or no? I read every single comment. South Korean prosecutors moved immediately. Criminal investigations opened. Warrants issued. Do Kwon's response was to quietly prepare to disappear. By the time South Korean authorities formally requested the cancellation of his passport in September 2022, Do Kwon was already gone. He had fled with his pregnant wife, Singapore, then Dubai, then into a series of locations investigators struggled to track. Interpol issued a red notice for his arrest, circulated to law enforcement in 195 countries. One of the most recognizable faces in crypto was now a fugitive. For months, the trail went cold. Do Kwon even taunted investigators on Twitter, suggesting he was safe and that his charges against him were baseless. Then, in March 2023, Montenegrin police stopped a group of men at Podgorica Airport attempting to board a private flight to Dubai. One man presented a passport. The passport said one name, the face said another. It was Do Kwon. He was carrying a forged Costa Rican passport. The most arrogant man in crypto was caught running with a fake ID at a small airport in the Balkans. He spent 17 months in Montenegrin custody, while the United States and South Korea both filed extradition requests. Courts went back and forth. His lawyers fought every step. On December 31st, 2024, New Year's Eve, Do Kwon was extradited to the United States. He arrived in New York in handcuffs. August 2025. Do Kwon pleads guilty. Wire fraud, securities fraud, commodities fraud, conspiracy to defraud. He admits he lied about the stability of the Terra system. He admits the algorithm failed in 2021. He admits jump trading secretly saved UST while he publicly claimed the math had done it alone. His lawyers ask for 5 years. Prosecutors ask for 12, citing the extraordinary scale of the harm. Then come the victim statements, hundreds of them. Teachers who lost retirement savings, parents who lost college funds, young investors who lost everything they had built. One statement reads, I am not a poor person. I was not a gambler. I did everything right. I researched, I read, I believed in the mathematics. Do Kwon told me mathematics would protect me. He knew it would not. He chose not to tell me. Judge Paul Engelmeyer reads every statement. On December 11th, 2025, he looks at Do Kwon and speaks. He describes the scale of the harm, the deliberate nature of the deception, the particular cruelty of targeting people who trusted mathematics because they had already been failed by human institutions. Then he says, "You chose to lie. You chose poorly." Prosecutors had asked for 12 years. His lawyers begged for 5. The judge gave him 15. Terraform Labs filed for bankruptcy in 2024. It no longer exists. Jump Trading paid $123 million to settle SEC investigations related to their role in the cover-up. The $40 billion lost by ordinary investors has never been recovered. Not a single dollar. Do Kwon's story follows the same pattern as every story on this channel. Someone builds something real. Someone earns extraordinary trust. Someone uses that trust to make promises they cannot keep, and ordinary people pay the price. But this story has one additional lesson. The warning signs were always visible. A guaranteed 20% annual return is a red flag. Any guaranteed extraordinary return from any financial system in any era of history is a red flag. When someone responds to questions by calling questioners poor instead of answering the question, that is a red flag. When a system's near collapse is described as proof of its strength rather than evidence of its fragility, that is a red flag. When the people who understand a system best quietly reduce their own exposure while encouraging others to increase theirs, that is the biggest red flag of all. All single one of these flags was visible. Many people pointed them out publicly. Do Kwon called those people poor. The algorithm did not protect anyone. The mathematics did not save the deposits. The only thing that could have protected those millions of people was the thing Do Kwon spent years mocking. Questions, doubt, verification. Don't trust, verify, always. This is Outplayed Stories. Every week we cover the true stories of betrayal, fraud, and the price of misplaced trust. If this story affected you, subscribe so you never miss the next one. And watch this video next because the next story will shock you even more. Thank you for watching.